The Motorola Edge 20 series will be launching by the end of this month, and this series would include at least 3 phones: the Motorola Edge 20, the Edge 20 Lite, and the Edge 20 Pro. So as the name shows, the cheapest of the 3 is the Edge 20 Lite, and the most expensive of the 3 is the Edge 20 Pro. Today, 2 of these phones showed up on TENAA, which is a Chinese certification agency. So we got to see the designs of these phones and also some of the specifications. The 2 phones that showed up are the Motorola Edge 20 and the Edge 20 Pro. So to begin with, the Motorola Edge 20 comes with a big rectangular camera module on the back, which is having a triple camera setup in it. Looking at the side image of this phone, we can see how large of a camera module it is, and there is a reason for that. If you look closely, you can notice that the primary sensor is a huge 108 megapixel sensor. So due to this huge sensor, there is a big camera bump. As far as the build quality is concerned, we're expecting to see a glass back, just as in case of the last year's Motorola Edge. Next, we have the Motorola Edge 20 Pro, which is the high-end phone from the company, and design-wise it looks quite similar to the Edge 20. The only major design change is on the back, where there is now a periscope camera for zoom shots instead of a normal telephoto lens. As far as the specifications are concerned, we already know those, as Evan Blass has already shared them. So looking at this image, it can be said that the Motorola Edge 20 Pro is codenamed P-Star, and it comes with the Snapdragon 870 chipset. This is the same chipset which powered the Motorola Edge as of this year. Along with this, there is a 6.67-inch OLED with 120Hz refresh rate and an in-display fingerprint scanner. The triple camera setup includes a primary 108 megapixel sensor along with a 16 megapixel ultra-wide/macro and an 8 megapixel periscope camera with 5x optical zoom. The Chinese variant of this phone has 16 megapixel camera on the front, whereas the global variant has a 32 megapixel selfie camera. There is a 4500 mAh battery, and it is disappointing that the Edge 20 Pro comes with a single speaker when the last year's Edge series phones had stereo speakers. The Motorola Edge 20 is codenamed Berlin, and there are 2 variants of it. One is for the North American market and the other is for the global market. Speaking of the differences between the 2 variants, the North American variant has a bigger 6.78-inch screen, a bigger 5000 mAh battery, no telephoto lens, and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide when compared to the global variant. It also misses out on the dedicated Google Assistant button. Finally, the third phone under this series is the Motorola Edge 20 Lite. This is the cheapest of the 3 phones, and it is having the code name Kyoto. It has a 90Hz display, Dimensity 720 chipset with 5G, a 5000 mAh battery, and a triple camera setup with 108 megapixel primary, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide/macro, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. So one thing that is common in all these Edge 20 series phones is a 108 megapixel camera on the back. We are yet to see how the Edge 20 Lite looks like, so nothing can be said about its design yet. Well, that's all we know so far about the Motorola Edge 20 series, and looking at all these details, what do you think of these phones? Do let me know in the comments section below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.